Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Like no pressure, but two people come up to me and I didn't know if I was going to come today, but then I heard you're speaking. I had to be there. No pressure, no pressure. So I debated. I debated on how to start this. Do I tell you, like I've told you probably every third time that I've spoken, that it was a real journey to end up being here? From the minute I said, yes, of course I'll speak on the Peace Weekend, to this day, 6 weeks later, such a journey. Abundance, peace, and flow. An opportunity for me to recognize, okay, so like the struggle continues right into now. I thought, no, you could just go to the front of the room and come across as this amazing expert that knows everything about peace and abundance and flow and how easy it is to have that in your life. And how real and authentic would that be? Because we all know that the human experience is not always that easy. It can be a real challenge to be able to take the knowledge that's been fed into our head and pull it into our heart so that we can live it. And these 6 weeks have given me numerous opportunities to see where I block that flow of wisdom from head to heart. And it's interesting. I had tried many times. I sat down at the computer, tried to type out this talk, right? Sit down and type, no, trash, type. If it was like one of those movies, where the guy keeps putting the paper in and goes, rips it up. And it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago that I just had a really solid laugh, because I read my talk descriptor, and it said something about we block the flow with all the trying so hard, trying to do this, trying to do that. Yeah, I had a really good laugh. I spent a lot of time trying to do this talk. And one night, I had said, okay, I'm gonna do it tonight. Tonight's the night. I'm gonna sit down and write this talk. And I could still feel little wheels going around there. And Neil said, hey, what you doing tonight? Can we watch Ted Lasso? Now, has anybody seen this series, Ted Lasso? Yeah, brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. So I listened to my heart, and my heart said, just relax, just let it all go, and sit down and watch this episode. So we watched the episode, and if you watch Ted Lasso, there is this thing where the team has been losing, and they're like, what are we going to do? How are we going to change things? Trying to figure it out. One night, they take the night off. Forget it. Everybody just needs a break. They need a night off. And Ted, the coach, goes off by himself to the bar. And he has a couple beer, and he's sitting there, and all of a sudden, it's like, woo, he gets this image, and it's like he disappears to somewhere else. And he gets this message about the triangle play, about how you got to put all the players in this triangle, and that way they can all just move and flow with each other, and you'll see the game will change. And so he goes and presents this idea, and sure enough, they win the next game when they try this whole triangle theory. So that was really fun and exciting, and I go to bed, and the next day I get up and I think I could work on my talk. And I'm working, and suddenly I get a triangle. Oh, could I have that first slide, please? There it is. There's the triangle. Abundance, peace, and flow. They're all in a triangle. Each of those words is a point on the triangle. And one of the things that came to Ted is that each point of the triangle supports the triangle in itself. It doesn't exist without each of the 3 points. So where would I put those words on that triangle? Now, somebody I've been living with for the last almost 39 years suggested that I let you decide where you think that those words on the triangle. When I was kind of feeling stuck about where to go with it now that I had this. But I thought, no, I think, and it's just my opinion, right? It's just my opinion. So you can take it or leave it. You put those words wherever you think they fit. But on the next slide, here's where I put them. Peace and flow at the bottom, and abundance at the top. Why? Because peace, what is peace? Peace is this amazing quiet. It's the calm. It's what I wasn't feeling prior to the peace walk, as I was running around trying to make sure that everything was pulled together, and this person had a ride, and we had the banner, and we had this, and I had a bag to carry the rocks in, and all this doing. Stop and breathe. Just stop and breathe. Feel your heart. What's this about? Oh yes, we have peace in the world when we have peace within us. Oh yes, peace, awareness of peace is necessary to feel the flow. Everything starts to flow a little more easily then. And when we're feeling the flow, then we actually are aware of the abundance. We can feel the abundance that is always there, but we don't feel it when we're stuck in it, trying to make things happen and blocking that flow. So there's the key. The third word is, third slide, awareness. It's awareness that helps us to be in that place of peace, flow, and abundance. I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit, but before I do, I will tell this brief story. So Bob says, so would you like to speak on the March 24th weekend? It's the Peace Walk. It'll be the Peace Weekend. You know something about peace. You can speak about peace. Yeah, of course I can speak about peace. Yes. And before the hour meeting was up, it hit me. But the theme is abundance. Oh no. How do I tie together abundance and peace? Oh, shoot. Okay. Right away I start to think, oh, I can't do this. Abundance? Like, I was raised on scarcity thinking. Everything in my life in childhood was about there isn't enough of anything, right? Like, I can't take too much because there won't be enough for somebody else, and all of those things. And then I went, wait a minute. Principle number 3. We create our reality with our thoughts. If I keep thinking, I can't do this because I have a scarcity mindset, that's what I'm creating. So I gotta let that go. Of course I can do that. Yes, okay, yes. Say yes to the universe. I was asked to do this talk. I will go to principle 4. I pray. I pray that somehow all the information is going to come to me and be revealed. And the next Sunday, Cecil talked about Eric Butterworth. So I walked over to the bookstore. In the Flow of Life. This is an amazing book. And it opened my eyes to seeing so many things in different ways. Like principle 3. Okay, I'm going to jump to flow. Flow is this universal divine force that is everything and everywhere. I used to think flow is this river that's flowing by me there, and I gotta make the decision to jump into that river. I make the decision to jump into that flow. If I don't, then I'm not in the flow. We were having a meeting with Reverend Vicki once, and she said, well, of course, we're always in the flow, you just don't feel the flow. Wait a minute, what do you mean we're always in the flow? Just don't feel the flow. I'm always in the river is always there, the river is flowing to me, through me. Oh, look around, there's a river all around. It's not something over there that I have to jump into. I'm in it, always. Always, because it is this universal life force energy that is everything and everywhere. So, this brilliant man, Eric Butterworth, says, we're taught to believe that we create our reality with our thoughts, words, and actions. We actually don't create anything. We simply either allow that flow or we block it. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Wait a minute, you're saying that I don't make myself sick by thinking thoughts that make me sick. I make myself sick by blocking that natural flow of energy, and that blockage is what makes me sick. I mean, in the end, it's kind of the same thing, but it felt somehow like it had less pressure. Wow, that I'm that powerful that I can create that or stop that, prevent that, make that happen. No, really, I'm just getting in the way of the flow. I'm either blocking it or allowing it. It's that simple. There's a Chinese philosopher by the name of Lao Tzu who talked about this centuries ago. Never mind 18 whatever, 1914 and 1970s when Eric Butterworth wrote this book. He talked about this universal flow. And everything that is in that flow, unimpeded, is healthy. It's that simple. Everything that is unimpeded in that flow is healthy. Okay. So anytime I'm aware that I'm not feeling peaceful, that means I'm blocking the flow somewhere. Oh, is that really all there is to it? Yeah. Yeah. But how do we do it? How do we recognize when we're blocking that flow? How do we recognize? And more importantly, get back into being aware of the flow. Along comes another brilliant book, The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael A. Singer. This whole book, there is a very simple method for staying open. You have to stay open. That's the only way that you feel that flow. Ready for it? You stay open by never closing. Across the room. Sure, yeah, yes. Stay open by not closing. Well, that's easier said than done, isn't it? Yeah. Well, he said it was simple. He didn't say it was easy. Our human experience does make it a little bit challenging. But there is a really, I think, powerful way to stay in that. And that is to think about redefining God. Ooh. So, this isn't new to people in Unity, but it might take it to a deeper level. Eric Butterworth, in this very first chapter, Living Life from Within Out, chapter 1, there are many definitions of God, but none quite so insightful as this. God is a sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere.
Say that again.
Yeah, say that again. God is a sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. God is absolutely limitless. I was taught to think of God as this circle, and we're standing in this big circle of love. But a circle has edges, and it has a center point. And this definition says there is no such thing. God has no edges. God is everywhere. And the center is everywhere. And the center is everything that is in that everywhere. Which means you are at that center point. You are God. Whoa! He goes on to say, if this is true, and I'm at the center of God, oh, it's an audacious thought with a sacrilegious tone. And yet, can a geographical center be otherwise located in a dynamic and expanding universe? Every point in this sphere, which is God, is thus a bubbling forth of the infinite flow of life. What is the one that we call God? It is not a one off there somewhere, ruling the universe and it's as an absentee Lord. It is the one, the whole of things, the allness of which and in which I am eachness. No matter what I may think I am the flowing forth of the one. I am unique and different at the surface. There can be no other eachness quite like me, or quite like you. And yet I can have no existence outside of the whole. My eachness can never be separated from the allness which is God. The Greeks said, "Man, know thyself." I can only know the one as I know myself, as the living self-livingness of the one. But I can only really know myself when I know that I am in the flow of life. Circling back to what I started to say. So it feels like this would be a really good time for us to just experience it. I can talk about it a lot, but let's experience it. We're going to slip into some guided meditation that I'm trusting God is going to allow us to guide, because it's not premeditated. And we're going to begin by surrendering with the song, I Surrender. Close your eyes and surrender into the arms of love. And if you were to wrap your own arms around yourself, there you are, wrapping yourself in the arms of love. For you are made of that divine love, light, energy that is the source. You are that divine love that flows to you, and through you, and from you. You are the peace that comes when you feel that flow. When you feel that flow, you are that peace. We're taught to go within, to focus on our heart and breathe into our heart so that we feel that divine love. And that is the place to start. And as we turn our attention, our awareness out beyond our heart to the flow that is all around us, we become aware that we are in the flow of life. That love is everywhere. And the only thing that stops me from being aware of it is when my thinking mind closes my heart. And when I notice that there's no peace and no flow, I simply choose to open my heart once again, to unblock the blockage of the flow, so that the love and peace is always there, and I feel it. Awareness of the love and the abundance that is part of that flow. There is enough of everything for everyone. Everything. Enough love, enough care, enough peace, enough of the material possessions. Everything we need is always there for us. We simply need to let go of any blockages that prevent us from receiving it or even seeing it. And in this place of becoming more and more open, we become more and more receptive. Breathe it in and feel it. Perhaps it comes as a light to you. Perhaps it's just a soft, warm, fuzzy feeling. But however that flow makes itself known to you, simply be open and then open more. Open to the limitlessness that is God and that is therefore available to you. My ego sometimes wants me to believe that I stand alone, but I can never be alone. For I am that divine love flow energy. I am abundant. I am open to receiving and being all of that in this moment. And in the next moment when I forget, I can place my hand on my heart and remember to open once again. And it becomes a practice that becomes more automatic. Like any habit, the more often we engage, the easier it comes to us. If you have an awareness of that expansive sense of love and flow, for a moment surrender all doubt and just know that you are in that. Perhaps place your hand on your heart so that there is a visceral, a physical reminder. This is who and what I am. Divine love, divine peace, divine flow, living abundantly. And I surrender to this now, and so it is. present to being here now in this space. Surrendered in this moment. And knowing that the minute we step out of the room, there'll be something that wants to interfere with that surrender. With all due respect to Michael Singer, simply stop closing. It's kind of like Abraham. Anybody know? Esther Hicks channels Abraham, and Abraham talks about this emotional ladder. And you can't start from despair and expect to be at joy in one leap, because we're not Superman with superpowers. We sometimes have to climb the ladder a little bit. So I want to finish by leaving you with the steps to climb on the ladder to come to that place. So when we're in that spot of awareness, wherever that triangle was, yeah, there it is, there it is. When we come to that place of awareness, oh, wait a minute, I'm not feeling so peaceful, or I'm not feeling the flow, or I'm experiencing some lack. Okay, what can I do first? We've heard this 1,000 times. Express gratitude. It's a stepping stone to take us into a higher vibration. What can you be grateful for in this moment? I'm going to invite everyone to just say out loud. It'll be cacophonous with everybody saying it all at once, but just say one thing that you're grateful for right now.
Community.
I am grateful for the loving attention.
High breath.
And another step on the ladder is affirmation. It's one of the fundamental basics of unity is affirmative prayer. And Eric Butterworth was talking about in their classes, when he does abundance classes, they have this affirmation that they state. And there is a slide for this one. I am in the flow of life. I am in the flow of life. I am the flow of life. Notice the word in gets dropped out of the last one. So I read that and I started singing it. And I thought, singing makes an affirmation more powerful and it really settles it in. So I'm going to invite everyone to sing this with me. So, I am in the flow of life. I am in the flow of life. I am the flow of life. Again, I am in the flow of life. I am in the flow of life. I am the flow of life. I am in the flow of life. I am in the flow of life. I am the flow of life. There you go. Yeah, I saw Katie tapping that in. Just tap that in. Yeah, I am the flow of life. Another affirmation might be for peace. I am willing to accept, borrowing from Globe's verbiage, I am willing to accept that I can choose to become quiet and still so I can feel the peace. Right? I'm willing to accept that I can choose to breathe and be in the peace. Abundance. I am willing to accept that I can see, accept, and embrace the abundance all around me. And when I do that, I'm in a consciousness prosperity. Plug for Tuesday night, I'm doing a consciousness prosperity class. So we'll look at doing some exercises that make us aware of where we're blocking that, make us aware of how we can develop that prosperity consciousness. Because prosperity is when we see that abundance actually manifesting in our lives. And here is the ultimate affirmation. Repeat after me. I am willing to accept.
I am willing to accept.
That I can choose.
That I can choose.
To open my heart.
To open my heart.
Every time I feel it closing.
Every time I feel it closing.
I commit to living in the love vibration.
I commit to living in the love vibration.
I commit to living in the love vibration. I commit to